hope you're doing okay. So today we will be painting some plants and maybe some glass details, so I hope you enjoy it. So I believe that this particular topic is very easy for beginners because we will be doing heavy washes and we will be doing a few brush strokes, and they will bring our plants to life that quick and easy. So I hope you enjoy it. Before I begin, I'm just going to show you some of the materials I'll be using. So here I have some brushes from both the Turner set from Art Supplies, some Squirrel Mix brushes, and also I'll be using some brushes from the Fine Art Miniature set, which is small brushes in all different types, which is perfect for the small scale paintings we'll be doing today. So this is the watercolor paper I'll be using. It's from Art Supplies. It's 100% cotton. This is like the smaller scale paper they have. It's in the size basically of a postcard, which is good for cute little paintings, such the one we'll be doing today. And I have here some watercolor palettes we'll be using. So I'll be using both the Allegro palette that has all these really nice reds, it has some blues and some more earthy tones. And here is the Serrano palette that has quite a lot of greens, as you can see. So many different greens that are pretty useful for painting plants. So without further ado, I'm going to flip my camera so we can start painting. Nice. So here I have pre-sketched some cactuses and another type of plant. I really like cactuses, so I hope you do too. I've picked two different types of cactuses to paint. Okay. So we are just arranging our table, just giving me a minute to set things. Cool. So here we are, just arranging my palettes here. And also I might be needing my jelly gouache and a palette to mix some colors. So here's my jelly gouache, and here are my watercolors. So we're good to start painting. Okay, I'm just going to find my first reference so I can start. Okay, so here we have like our first little cactus. Oops. So since we're painting like this small today, I'll be needing some small brushes as well. So here is my 1 round and my 2 round brush. Okay, and we will start by mixing some colors. So here is a nice emerald green. And I'll be mixing it with a little bit of olive green, just to make a more natural tone. So this is our color, and we start here. So this cactus has some texture. So I'm leaving some parts in the in-between white for now. just to give, that impression that, it has all these separate parts, all this texture. Okay. And now I'm just going to mix a darker shade of green by mixing green with brown. So we got this darker shade of green. And we give, some value to our cactus with a darker green, some definition. So as you can see, I don't have that much water in on my brush. Mostly dry brush strokes because we're painting details, and when you're painting details, you don't have to have that much water on your brush. Just mixing some more color. Okay, so now we move on to decorating our pot a little bit. Just, using some brown to create the impression that there is some soil inside. Hello. So don't forget to tell me what is your favorite plant, or if you have any at your home. I don't have any indoor plants, but I think they're they're beautiful and they really make a really nice atmosphere. Okay, so now again I'm using the number 2 round brush, and I am painting the pot with some yellow ochre. Hi, how are you? Do you like plants? So we're mixing both yellow and red ochre to make the color of our pot. But you can also use any color you like to make them as colorful. We will do some next. But you know, this is like a classic pot. Okay. So when it dries, we also need to add, you know, the thorns. Okay. So which one is your favorite plant? So here is the acrylic marker we will be using in order to create our thorns. So I'm using a marker because it's easier, you know, and we can create really small lines, but you can also use a ringing brush if you have one. Or you can use a colored pencil. Or anything that has like a small tip that allows you to paint and draw some thin lines. Okay. Okay, so here is our first plant. This is our cactus. And now we're going to find our second reference and do our second pot, which is a different shape. And it's not a cactus. Okay, so this is like a different plant. It has a really nice ceramic pot. That is this really nice great shade. Okay. So next I'm going to grab some of this nice olive green. Okay. So basically I'm using my brush and I'm just feathering out some lines. It's very, very easy to do, and I have minimal water on my brush. Now I just also picked some of the darker green I made before. Just to, create a more realistic effect. Because, plants don't only have one color, they have different shades of green. Okay. Okay, so here is another pot. Just adding some details to our ceramic. Okay. And let's move on to our next cactus. So I'm just looking real quick for my reference. And of course, you should know, even if you're making like a simple sketch like this, it's good to always have a reference. It really helps, especially if you're a beginner. So yeah, always make sure you paint from a reference. So I'm just picking with a new green with some sap color and some olive green for my next cactus. Okay, and we're doing some thin washes. So this is going to be a very nice cactus. We're going to add even some flowers. And we're going to also add some designs to our pot. Okay. So here is our first wash. Okay. And now while it's still wet, we're just going to add some lines. Because cactuses have like a lot of texture. Okay, so we're going to let it dry, and when it does, we're going to add the flowers and the thorns. So for now, we're going to move on to our pot. So I'm just thinking about colors and maybe some patterns. Okay, so we have this really nice shape. Okay, I may be using some gouache, so I'll go for this nice shade. So you can definitely paint with both gouache and watercolor. They're both water mixable, so they really work well together. Okay. And I'm going to take my smaller brush and a little bit of brown, and I'm just going to add, too soon. Okay, we're going to let it dry, and then we're going to paint some soil. Okay. So it's good sometimes if you don't want to wait too long to have a hair dryer next to you, and you can use it to speed up the process. Okay. So I'm just mixing some color to paint the thorns. So we're just mixing some brown with our green. Okay. And I have like a small brush. It's a number 1 round from the Family Miniature set from the Art Supplies. And we're using it to paint the thorns. We're just painting some small lines for the thorns. So as you can see, it's a very, very easy process, and it's perfect if you're a beginner and you want something fun to try. And of course, since we don't do heavy washes, it's very easy, and you don't have to be overwhelmed that you might ruin your drawing by adding too much water. So I do suggest trying this out, and I'm sure you're going to have a lot of fun. And of course, if you try this out and maybe you want to ask for advice, you can post your drawing here and I can give you some pointers. Okay. And now it's time for the flowers. So I'm just going to grab some red and a little bit of pink, because usually these flowers are like a dark pink. Okay. So these flowers are like very, very easy to paint. So don't worry about it. Also, we need a little bit of white gouache to add some highlights. Okay. Awesome. And now it's time to add a little bit of decoration to our pot. So basically we're going to draw some simple patterns. Okay. I'm just mixing some dark brown sage and I'm starting with a line. And then we're going to do another one. And then some semicircles. So you can basically paint whatever pattern you like to decorate your plants. Okay, I'm just going to draw another line here. And then I'm just going to paint some small dots. And then I'm just going to paint some triangle shapes. And then I'm just going to paint some small triangles on the inside. And then some more dots. And then a line. So yeah, basically you can do whatever pattern and design you like. So this is what we did today. I hope you liked it. I think it's pretty easy for you to try. So yeah, give it a try and don't forget to post it here on our Facebook group Inspiration Daily. Thank you very much. Bye.